Life is a journey with mountains and valleys, smooth paths and rocky roads. Along the way, we encounter conflicts, disagreements, misunderstandings. These are inevitable parts of the human experience. Like storms, they can shake us, but they don't have to break us. Jesus, in His wisdom, offers a different way, a path of peace, a path of love, a path that leads to reconciliation. His teachings, timeless and profound, provide a beacon of hope, a guide to navigate the choppy waters of conflict. His message is simple, yet powerful. Love your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you. Turn the other cheek. These are not suggestions. These are commands. Difficult commands, yes, but commands that hold the key to lasting peace. At the heart of Jesus' teachings is love. Not just any love, a radical love, a love that extends beyond our comfort zones, a love that embraces even our enemies. Love your enemies, Jesus said. Words so radical, so countercultural, they challenge every fiber of our being. How can we possibly love those who hurt us? Those who betray us? Those who wish us harm? The answer, Jesus teaches, lies in understanding the nature of true love. Love is not a feeling. It's a choice, a decision to act with kindness, compassion, and forgiveness. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus delivers His most famous discourse, a manifesto for peaceful living, a blueprint for harmonious relationships. Blessed are the peacemakers, He proclaims, for they will be called children of God. Peacemaking is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage. It requires humility. It requires a willingness to put aside our own desires for the sake of another. Jesus calls us to be peacemakers, not peacekeepers. Peacekeepers maintain the status quo. Peacemakers, on the other hand, actively seek to resolve conflict, to build bridges of understanding, to restore broken relationships. Forgiveness, a word so easy to say, yet so hard to do. When someone hurts us, our natural instinct is to retaliate, to seek revenge, to hold on to anger and resentment. But Jesus offers a different way. He calls us to forgive, not just 7 times, but 77 times. In other words, an unlimited number of times. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It's a decision to release the offender from the prison of our anger. And in doing so, we free ourselves. The story of the adulterous woman is a powerful illustration of Jesus' approach to conflict. The woman, caught in adultery, is brought before Jesus by the religious leaders. They are ready to stone her, to condemn her, to show her no mercy. But Jesus responds with compassion. Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her, He says. One by one, the accusers drop their stones and walk away. Jesus then turns to the woman and says, Neither do I condemn you. Go now and leave your life of sin. In this encounter, Jesus demonstrates the transformative power of grace and forgiveness. Practical steps for conflict resolution. How do we apply Jesus' teachings to our daily lives? How do we become peacemakers in a world filled with conflict? Here are some practical steps. Listen with empathy. Before responding, truly listen to the other person's perspective. Seek to understand their feelings and needs. Seek common ground. Despite our differences, there are always areas of agreement. Focus on these shared values and interests. Be willing to compromise. Conflict resolution often requires compromise. Be open to finding solutions that meet the needs of both parties. Practice forgiveness. Forgiveness is essential for healing and reconciliation. Let go of anger and resentment. Building bridges, one step at a time. Conflict resolution is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process that requires patience, perseverance, and a commitment to peace. It's about building bridges of understanding, one step at a time. Remember, we are all on this journey together. We all make mistakes. We all need forgiveness. And we all have the capacity to be peacemakers. Let us embrace Jesus' teachings and strive to live in peace and harmony with one another. Let us be instruments of reconciliation in a world torn apart by conflict. The transformative power of forgiveness. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It's a superpower. It has the power to break down walls of bitterness, to heal old wounds, to set us free from the shackles of the past. When we forgive, we don't condone the wrong that was done to us. We simply choose to release the offender from our judgment. We choose to let go of the anger and resentment that binds us. This act of forgiveness is transformative. It frees us to move forward, to embrace the future with hope and optimism. A ripple effect of peace. Imagine a world where Jesus' teachings on conflict resolution were put into practice. A world where love, forgiveness, and reconciliation prevailed. It would be a world transformed. Conflicts would be resolved peacefully. Relationships would be restored. Communities would be united. The ripple effects of peace would spread throughout the globe. This may seem like an impossible dream, but with God, all things are possible. Let us start by applying Jesus' teachings in our own lives. Let us be peacemakers in our homes, our workplaces, and our communities. And let us pray for a day when peace reigns supreme in every corner of the world.